Some sellers think open houses are a complete waste of time, and others think they're the end-all be-all for advertising a house, and the truth is actually somewhere in the middle. And if you're new here, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. I've been selling real estate here in Louisville since 2019. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any of my market updates, buyer and seller tip videos, or just general real estate content that I post on this channel. Also, down in the description, I've got my 7 musts before you list a house in 2026. You're going to want to make sure you go and grab that. It's completely free to download, and I've linked it down below. I've also got my cell phone number and a link to schedule a free Zoom call with me. So if you are thinking about selling and you want to do a free seller consult, give me a call, shoot me a text, or schedule through that link. With all that being said, let's jump into the video. Alrighty, so first off, open houses, do they have a place in the marketplace? And they absolutely do. Now here's the thing. Most people think that open houses are just, you're gonna have random people walking through your house looking at stuff, and they probably aren't really that serious. And while that is sometimes the truth, some people are just kind of bored on a Sunday, they see an open house sign, they're like, hey, let's go check it out. We got nothing better to do. And that absolutely does happen. But here's the other thing. When you do an open house on a property, you put it onto the MLS that there's an open house. Now, what does that do? That pushes it out to Zillow and Realtor.com, and Zillow and Realtor.com and all the other search platforms, for the most part, they favor listings that have price adjustments, they're new listings, or they have open houses going on. So if the house has been sitting on the market for even a month, doing an open house sometimes gets you the same kind of, it throws it back out to the audience in terms of, Zillow's pushing it, Realtor.com's pushing it, and other things like that. There are typically like open house buttons this weekend, so you can click that on Zillow, and then it pulls up all the houses that are doing open houses, and sometimes putting your house on that does give it a little bit of added exposure, which is important. The other thing is that, when you are looking to do an open house, obviously there are some people that are going to come in that aren't really all that interested in buying or your house at all. They're just kind of curious. They might be neighbors. They might be somebody that, down the street saw it was for sale and they're doing an open house Sunday, so let's go ahead and stop by. But here's the thing. They at least give us a little bit of feedback. And typically when we're sitting down with buyers that are walking through your house, they're going to talk a little bit about what they like and what they don't like. And some things we can change and other things we can't. So it's important that we're getting some of that feedback from the buyer's perspective, being in there talking to the buyers. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you is, in today's market, when it comes to feedback from private showings, we don't get a lot of that. And the reason being is there was a lawsuit about some feedback somebody left, and it resulted in the buyers having a disadvantage in the negotiation process. At closing, they found out about it. They ended up suing their agent. So now buyer agents are a little bit concerned to give feedback because they don't want it to offend the sellers and make the negotiations hard. So we want to make sure that when we're doing open houses, we're doing them for a couple reasons. First off, it does push the property out a little bit more on Zillow, Realtor.com, and all those other search platforms. The second reason is we can put a bunch of signs out, a bunch of balloons, and kind of make people aware that, hey, that house over there is for sale. The other thing is neighbors are going to come in, they're going to see it, and if they like it, guess what? They've got a friend that's wanting to move to the area. They're calling them saying, hey, you got to go see 123 Main Street because it's for sale. I just walked through the open house. It's a really nice house, and it's really close to us. It's right across the street. The other thing is when we're doing an open house, we're getting that feedback because, when we have the buyers in there, they're talking, they're not concerned about giving feedback, but the buyer's agent is a little bit concerned because it opens them up to some liability. Some buyer's agents are still giving feedback, but a lot of them are kind of standoffish a little bit when it comes to giving feedback on properties. Personally, now after hearing about that lawsuit, I don't give any feedback unless the agent specifically calls me, and most of the time it's just, hey, I don't think it's going to work for my clients. It just didn't seem like it was a good fit for them. I mean, they might come back around, but I really don't know. The reason that I do that is just because I don't want to open myself up to liability and say, oh, they hated, everything about the house, the kitchen's too small, this, that, and the other about what they hated about it. And then all of a sudden there's a hard negotiation that, because we offended the sellers, now they're kind of giving us a little bit of a harder time. So as a buyer's agent, I won't necessarily give feedback, but as the listing agent, I want the feedback because I want my clients to know what people are saying about the house. They don't like the carpet, they don't like the paint color, they don't like the choice of finishes, whatever it is. If it's something easy like paint color, we can easily paint a house pretty quickly and easily, and the sellers can sometimes do that over the course of a week, right? Especially if they've already moved out. But the important thing is that we're getting that feedback from the buyers while they're in the house, and when they give us the feedback, we're able to at least kind of take and see where buyers are coming from, what they like about it, what they don't like about it. If it's a layout, we can't really do anything about that. But if it's something like we don't like the kitchen counters, we don't like the cabinets, we don't like the paint color, that might be something that we might be willing to do something about. Maybe it's paint the cabinets, replace some of the hardware, maybe it's, a light switch or two here and there. Whatever their issue is or complaint about the house is, we might be able to actually kind of fix it if it's not going to cost us, more than $5,000 to do. It's definitely something that we at least get some feedback for. So that's a big benefit for doing an open house. The other thing is when you do an open house, a lot of times when buyers, especially if the property is new on market, we do an open house. So we list it on like a Thursday, do an open house on a Sunday. A lot of times if we have like a 1 hour or a 2 hour open house and we promote it a little bit, we can get multiple buyers in there. The thing is, when the buyers walk in, they know it's new on market, it's priced right, it's prepped right, the house looks great, we're promoting the heck out of it, and buyers walk in and they see other buyers, they almost feel like there's a sense of competition that they need to get the house before the other people do. And so then they're more likely to write stronger offers, quicker offers with shorter response times, and they're going to really push us to get an offer accepted. And the thing is, for a seller, that's a really good thing. When we get an offer in hand and it's a strong offer because they don't want to miss out on it, that's really good for us. So we just want to make sure that we're playing it strategically with the open houses and realizing that yes, they do have a place in the marketplace. Now, am I saying that somebody's going to come into the open house, say we want to buy it full price, let's go every single time? Probably not. But what I am saying is they definitely do have a place in the marketplace when it comes to promoting a house, inviting people to the open house, and then also getting some feedback. So at least then, even if everybody in the open house comes in and says they absolutely hate it, it doesn't look anything like the pictures, here's the things we hate about it, well, now we at least know what they don't like about it, and we can start looking at those and saying, okay, well, is this a we need to reduce price, or is this a we need to fix X, Y, and Z? If it's tighten up a couple door handles, maybe paint the back bedroom, replace the carpet in one of the rooms, and redo pictures, put it back on the market and see what happens, that might be plan one. Plan B might be cut the price a little bit, $5,000-$10,000, or give a $5,000-$10,000 credit to the buyers in lieu of the carpets and the paint. I typically don't recommend giving credits in terms of carpet and paint, because it's super easy to go ahead and just put neutral colors in, and we can do it for dirt cheap typically, but we just want to make sure that we're at least getting that feedback, because that gives us a place to work from. Because if we don't have any feedback, it's really hard to know what buyers are saying. If we have 20 showings and we still don't have any offers in hand, we know they're definitely getting to the house and saying we just don't like it, it's not what we were expecting, we were hoping it was a little bit better than what it was online or whatever it was, but we want to be able to get that feedback from the buyers. So doing open houses can be crucial for getting the feedback, so that way we at least know, do we need to do a price adjustment, do we need to fix some things, what are buyers saying, and getting that feedback in is huge. The other thing is it pushes it out back on Zillow, Realtor.com, and all the other search platforms, and it also gives us a reason to post it more. I can post it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and talk about the open house and invite people to the open house through all those. It gives me another reason to push the property back out into the social media world. So if you're thinking about selling, open houses are definitely something you should consider, especially if your agent's willing to hold it open. I will always hold at least one open house on every listing that I take. When I list it, I typically try to put it on market on a Thursday, promote it for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then do an open house on Sunday and see if we get anything. At least we get some feedback and know what way we need to take the property in terms of price adjustment, fix some things, pull it off the market, do something a little different, and put it back on the market. Whatever it is, we just want to make sure that we're getting some feedback from buyers. Now, with that being said, if you need some help with it, I'd love to talk to you. Got my cell phone number down below. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or schedule through that Zoom link. Once again, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification before you go. I'll see you in the next one.